It's a wee bit of a funny sort of topic of the day, hard one to speak about, but especially when I'm going up a hill, and I go to breath pushing the electric bike on. I'm out in the Volt today, and I'd like to ask you, you've ever had a dream for many years about something you wanted, something that you would virtually do anything to get, and if you pulled the trigger and went and got it, and it made you happy for all the 10 minutes, and then it brought nothing but worries and financial problems, and it maybe turned into a complete nightmare. Folks, it's just one of these things. It's a hard one to sort of put into words, but it was just something I was going to purchase quite a wee while ago, and you probably heard me talking about I've always wanted a camper van. Here comes a guy with a couple of horses, folks. It's not often you see that when you're out in the path walking your horses. Plenty of dog walking, but I've never seen a lot of horse walking. Anyway, folks, if you're on a tight budget, folks, like most of us, then a massive big purchase like a camper van is going to probably actually clean you out or put you into some sort of debt. And I know it's very tempting because you've always wanted such a thing, and it's hard to hold back. And you've probably saved and saved for ages, but the more you save, the more the price seems to go up, and you never seem to go at the bit. And that's been the case with me. I've saved up, and COVID's came along and all that sort of thing, and everything's doubled in price, and you know, you still want this, but you know, would it make you happy, folks? And I almost sort of jumped in and bought a camper van just not too long ago. I hate to watch this traffic here. It's a busy roundabout and a lot of the cars come down here. You know, I've always sort of dreamt of going out and spending nights away in the van and things like that, but as my wife said, for what you've got, all you're going to get is an old banger, and she's probably right. I mean, the camper vans these days, especially a Volkswagen T6 or whatever, is going to set you back more than what my house cost me, you know, many years ago. So and okay, you only live once, but I kind of grudge, you know, getting into debt for something that maybe only make me happy for 10 minutes. And a lot of folk have said that, you know, it's a material thing, you'll have it, and will you use it? Okay, I'm retired now and I might use it, but you know, I was going to hire one just before I went away up to Perthshire there a few weeks ago, and my wife put me off. She says, we'll not be comfortable in that together in a wee tight van, and she's right, I wouldn't have been. And we went and hired a wee log cabin, and it was far better. I must admit, we could spread out and have our own bed or whatever, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I thought, well, if I was in a van, would have enjoyed that. Maybe if I was on my own, I maybe would have, because I'd had more room. But when you're away, the wife, in a camper van, a wee tiny camper van, it costs you a fortune. I think it would cause a lot of arguments and a lot of problems. So I took her advice, and I thoroughly enjoyed what we had a few weeks ago, folks, and it's kind of put me off the idea of you know, getting into debt, or as I'm trying to say, the dream becoming a nightmare, because that's what would happen. You'd be taking on this big amount of money to pay when you didn't need to, and I think it would bring its worries. Morning. And no, folks, you know, if I went down the road of getting the cheap one, you know, one that was kind of needing a lot of work done to it, or had an awfully high mileage, I'd still be paying a lot of money, and I'd be never out the garage, so it'd be a worry for day one, and it would just annoy me having to, you know, spend out more money, and that's what you'd be doing with an old van. You'd be throwing good money after bad, and so I think maybe I've gave up the idea for the moment, because I know for a fact that my dream would have turned into a nightmare. And it doesn't have to be a van, folks, it can be anything. But one of my friends, he was always wanting to buy a boat to go fishing, and he was sick of hiring one, but the same sort of thing. It was another dear purchase, and he'd only used it maybe once a month, and then he'd have to have got a tow bar for his car, he'd had to have got all the trailer for the boat, and he'd have to have all the stress of having to tow it miles up to where he went fishing, which was probably about over 100 mile away from where he went to Loch Awe, where he would like to fish. It's a good place for fishing, and but again he resisted it, you know, and he was explaining why, and all the hassle it would have brought him, and the dream again turning into a nightmare, just like he said, you know, having to a big outlay, probably in regions of, I don't know, maybe 30,000-40,000 pound for a boat with a good motor in it. And so unless you're a millionaire, folks, and you can sort of take the financial strain, you know, think hard before you jump into things. I've known so many folk that has jumped into things, and have totally regretted it. It's brought them more worry in their old age rather than enjoyment. So bear that in mind. But folks, the summer's fast approaching, and hopefully good weather this year. I think my wife wants to go to Italy again. I don't know if I'll be going. I never went the last 2 years with her, but I'd like to go. We'll see what happens. I'm trying to plan some interesting videos for you. You know, go to places I've never been. Use more of the drone this time, and just see where the summer takes us, folks. I might at one point hire a camper van, you know, I've been thinking along those lines, just to see what it's like, and I can do a wee video on that maybe. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, because for us the nearest camper van hire place is in this wee country area, which is a real pain to get to it. You know, it's all doing single track roads, and it's about 40 odd mile away, but we'll see what happens. But I think that's as close as I'm going to get to my dream, folks, because I just feel the burden of having something so expensive, or something again that wasn't expensive but was nothing but trouble, would be a total pain in the arse, and it would always come back to bite you. So tell me what you think of that in the comments, folks. Am I being wise, or should I just jump in? But I know myself, jumping in would just cause more problems than it was worth. And I know you only live once, everyone says that, but you didn't want to get yourself into debt, and then on the other token you didn't want to buy something that's a load of rubbish just because it's a bit cheaper. So folks, I hope you've enjoyed the wee video of the day, and hopefully see you in the next one. You take care, and just about fell off the bike there, wasn't paying attention. You take care, and bye bye for now, folks. Final words, folks, enjoy the weather while it lasts, eh?